What was your first symptom you noticed, and what was your reaction?
So it started with uh, my muscle wouldn't repair after I had pulled it. And since it wasn't repairing, they did an EMG. And that was really the first time that I knew I had something going on with my nerves.
Did you know what ALS was when you were first um, getting symptoms?
No, I did not.
What was your reaction when you were first diagnosed?
Um, I was devastated. By that point, I had learned about ALS. And uh, as a single person, I was worried about my future. Um, like how am I going to manage this disease? Uh, and it was very overwhelming.
Um, are there any people who have stepped up in your life to help you?
Oh, there are so many people. I'm so incredibly thankful for people that I met through pottery, one of my hobbies. My coworkers have been supportive. My neighbor is super helpful. So that's something I couldn't do it without them.
And then, how do you say your journey compares to what you expected the
Right.
ALS journey to be?
Right. So my neurologist, gave me the general, um, the gen, the st- the statistics and the general idea that I would live 3 to 5 years, and in my situation, it's different. The variant that I have progresses much more slowly. So, and the way it's progressing isn't quite the same as it is for a lot of people.
So, what is different about the progression?
Um, well, like according to my physical therapist, the muscles that I'm losing, that are getting weaker, aren't the typical, like in the typical order, um, for people with ALS.
How do you feel you challenge or defy the common stereotypes that someone with ALS may be portrayed as?
Yeah, so um, I'm definitely as active as I can be, um, and um, still involved with things. Yeah,
What would you say is unique about ALS that isn't like similar to other diseases?
right. So I thought about there are so many different diseases out there. ALS, though, is a disease of losses. Um, and what's different, I think, is the range of what people experience, knowing that some people within months of diagnosis are have died, and then some people can live 20 years. So I think that makes it different. Um, yeah, and losing your ability to talk, I think, is also a big part of the LS.
And then, what core experiences or values do you think unite members of the ALS community?
Right. I think that just once you know somebody who's diagnosed with ALS, um, you kind of have a connection, and that helps with building that community.
Walk me through a typical morning. What's challenging and what still feels familiar?
Right. So definitely, walking safely to and from the bathroom is more challenging. Bathing is a lot more challenging. I have devices to help. Um, and then just, just I have a stair lift so I can get downstairs. And it just takes longer for me to do everything.
Are there any particular things that used to be automatic that now become achievements?
Sometimes just getting out of my home and going to do something when I'm feeling a little bit tired. Yeah, and that's a big achievement.
Before ALS, how did would you say you defined yourself, and how has that changed through your diagnosis?
Right. So I was super active. I would define myself as, a yogi, an avid gardener, um, and also a third grade teacher. I no longer do yoga like I did before. I don't ride my bike anymore. So I was very athletic. Um, but I'm still teaching third grade. Yeah.
So would you say teaching is the part of your identity that you've kept the best?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there any other parts of your identity that you try hard to preserve?
Well, I would say I'm a determined person, and I'm just and I like independence. So I'm trying hard to be as independent as possible, but also within reason, knowing that there are things that I just can't do anymore.
Um, when mobility or speech feels challenging, what's running through your mind?
Sometimes it's just negative and I'm pissed off, and frustrated. And other times I think, well, I have a slow progression. I still can get up and move. I'm lucky.
And then what tools or strategies have you discovered that make your daily life a lot smoother?
Yeah, definitely adaptive equipment has made a big difference for me. Uh, so with mobility. Hmm.
How have your relationships with your spouse, children, or parents evolved since diagnosis?
Yeah, I would say it hasn't changed very much. However, with my siblings, I would say that we're communicating more, seeing each other much more, uh, and that's different from before diagnosis.
Can you share a story of unexpected kindness or challenge within your family?
Oh, within the family, my brother and my sister-in-law came here to take care of me. I had a bad fall in December and broke my pelvis, and they spent the holidays here taking care of me. So that was a big deal.
Which friends have stepped up in ways you haven't anticipated? I know we briefly covered it earlier, but are there any in particular that you like to highlight?
Oh, wow. You know, well, I would say that everyone has been amazing, so it's hard to just pick one person, but my neighbor is always there for me, and I it's just sometimes simple things, but I can just call her and ask her to come over to do that, and she does it, and she doesn't seem to mind.
How has your local ALS United chapter helped you in your since diagnosis?
Yeah, so they've been providing me with equipment, which makes a big difference. They also have educational groups, so I've attended a couple of those, uh, and and at the beginning of when I was first diagnosed, they were a huge support in a lot of different ways, uh, including they sent a book that gave me a sense of what to expect, and it showed what adaptive equipment they have and there is available, um, and it kind of just helped me understand the stages and steps that might happen.
Have there been any other local resources, such as like nurses, clinics, or anything else that have helped you a lot?
Yeah, I go to the OSU ALS clinic, and they have a lot of helpful people on staff, social workers and nutritionists.
Have you experienced any ALS support groups or other online or in-person communities?
I am part of a Facebook group, um, and I also have attended a couple of the virtual ALS support groups.
When you feel discouraged, what gives you the courage to keep going?
It kind of goes back to I realize that um, I'm fortunate that this is progressing slowly, and I think about other people and what they're going through.
How has sharing your story influenced local or broader ALS support?
Right. I feel like I've educated a lot of people about ALS, and have gotten them involved in the community.
What is there anything in particular that you're particularly proud of?
Yeah, so uh, I've done a couple of pottery auctions where all the money goes to ALS United, and it it's a little bit of work, but I think it makes a difference, and I'm happy to do it.
Can you recall a moment recently that surprised you with joy or laughter?
Yes, it was. I, I was visiting family, and it's not related at all to the ALS, but it was just we had a very interesting experience at a restaurant with a very energetic waiter, and I don't think any of us will forget it. There was a lot of laughing.
What goals, big or small, are you still pursuing today? I know you said you were determined. How does that
Yeah.
shape? Is
Yeah, well, so I want to continue to work. Um, it's possible that I may have to adjust, just because being a third grade teacher requires a lot of movement, and I don't know that I can do that very much longer. But yeah, just kind of staying in pottery, just adjusting what I'm doing and finding things that I can do that maybe I hadn't tried before.
And then, what's one piece of advice that you would offer to someone that is newly experiencing ALS?
I would say reach out to the ALS Association or ALS United, um, and reach out to friends and family. It helps tremendously.
And then, what would you want others to understand about ALS that they currently don't?
I think the experience for everyone with ALS can be varied, and I think a lot of people just see it as uh, developing one way, and maybe don't understand that there's a broad range of things that can happen.
And then, looking ahead, how would you like your story to shape different resources, research, care, and other things related to ALS?
Right. For me, like, I am hoping that the awareness that that's happening with my friends and family means that more people will contribute to ALS research, and that it will support people living with the disease.
Okay, thank you. That's all we have.